guys, welcome to Everyday Math. Today is a flex day. I have my nice warm cozy blanket on. Thank you by the way. And now we're going to go ahead and do our flex day lesson. So I decided to do something a little bit fun and a little silly for your flex day lesson. So we're going to practice doing thousands grid and shading some of these. And then we're also going to do a little bit of practice on something that some of us struggled with on the last test. Renaming fractions. So we're going to start with this. We're going to do renaming fractions, and then that will be it for our lesson today. Now, I will say that I was looking at some information for our quiz. Our quiz is also today. And instead of giving you the quiz to do on paper and pencil and print it out, make a form, I decided to do it on Edpuzzle. I did that because I want you to hear the instructions. I want you to see the question. And then I want to give little things to remember as you're doing the problems. And then that's how I will grade your answers. For the most part, it's going to be multiple choice. For some things, it won't be. And then there might be one or two things that we're going to touch on during the Zoom or in your slides. So make sure you check there as well. Okay? So here's the lesson for today. So we're going to start by doing some fun with shading. So I like my cards. Hang on, I got to find my cards. Hold that thought. Pause. All right, instead of using cards, I'm going to use my dice. That's easier anyway. More fun. All right, 7, 6, 10. Okay, I can't use 10, so we'll use that as a 1. So 7, 6, 1. So 0.761. Let's roll another one. 2, 1, 9. So 0.219. All right, let's do another one. 5.542, 0.542. I'm going to do 6. I think it's a lot of fun, so we're going to do 6. Ooh, 0.442. Ooh, 0.479. And 0.547. Those are the ones we're going to do. Just have a little bit of fun, moving them out of the way, enjoying it. Now, the way that I teach this when I'm teaching it in my class, it might be different from how your teacher teaches it, but for me, I'm a visual person, and it's easier if I write above the decimal number what I'm going to draw. So looking at this one, I know this is a stick, this will be a square, and this will be a dot. This is a long stick, a square, and a dot. I do that for everyone as I go through and I do this, right? So that's something that you can do to help you remember. So looking at number 1, I'm going to have 7 longs. So 7 sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right here is where it would cut off. All right, here we go. And yes, that noise is the official noise of shading. And it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, just as long as I can tell that you shaded that amount. If you do the lines, if we were doing this in a live lesson or you were in person, if you draw the lines right on the side to show me like their outside edge, that does help. So that is definitely something you can do. All right, there's that. Perfect. Here we go. And now we're going to do, and I'm going to cover that in. I'll just get my big markers out. That's fine. When you're doing these, you can use colored pencils, you can use crayons, you can use markers. I don't care what you use as long as you make sure that it looks nice and neat and I can see what numbers you chose. All right, there's my 7. 6 little squares. I have 6 hundredths. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here. All right. Whoop. And finally, we have 1,000. So I'm going to zoom in really close. The reason why I zoomed in close is because I want you to really see that I'm only going to color 1 little thousandth. There we go. I'm going to go down to my next one. Let's do this one. 2 tenths. So 2 longs. 1, 2. And again, I'm going to go kind of to the point to make sure it's nice and neat. There we go. 1/100th perfect, and 9/1000ths. All right, this is 5. And I'm going to go all the way over this way. Notice on this one, I left one of the boxes open. It's because it's only 9/1000ths. So this is a lot of fun as well. Awesome. One more. Again, this is my favorite part. I love the shading. All right. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Four 100ths. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to use these 4 boxes. It doesn't matter which boxes you use as long as they're still tenths. And then 2/1000ths. Boop, boop. Done. There we go. Now, technically, this is a little sloppy. It did go over. Close enough for what I was doing for you today. So that is the first thing I wanted to practice. That is a fun way to do your shading, and it is a good way to visually see what these fractions do look like. Knowing that 0.76 is a little bit more than half. 0.542, a little bit more than half. This isn't even close to half. So knowing like where they are compared to the whole really does help. All right, number 2, objective number 2. We're going to do some renaming practice today. The reason why we're doing renaming practice is because on the last test, when we had to do changing from mixed number to, from improper fraction to mixed number, that was really tricky. So I'm going to do a couple of those. And then we're going to do a couple the opposite way. All right. So 21/6. If I have this as my improper fraction, you need to divide 21 divided by 6. So my 21 goes inside, 6 goes outside. 6 goes into 21 how many times? 3 would be that answer. 18, how many are left over? 3. So your final answer should be 3. That's my whole number. That's how I did it. And 3, 6. Let's do another one. 37 divided by 5. 37 divided by 5. Sorry, improper fraction first. 37/5. All right, now do 37 divided by 5. What's your answer? 7. 7 goes into 7 times 5 is 35. 2 left over. So in order to write this, you're going to do 7 2/5. That's what you would do. There you go. I know I went through that with you and we've practiced in the past, but I wanted to make sure we touched base on this again, just because some of you did struggle. If you want more of those, I will be putting some information and some things in your slides. I'm going to add a little part of a game for you to do with those today. So try the game out. I am going to look at your scores and see who understands and who doesn't. So really try that game, okay? Use these strategies. Another part of the game will include doing the same thing, but kind of going backwards. So 8 1/3. And the directions on the test were very clear. They said, write another fraction with the same denominator. So I had some kids write like 8 2/6. That's a different denominator. It doesn't work. So when we do this, there are a couple ways to do this. You can just get mad. 8 times 3 plus 1 over 3. So 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1 is 25. That is one way you can do it. Just make it improper. Another way you can do this is you can get sad. This is a method that I teach my kids. It is a good way to do this. So getting mad or getting sad. So 8 1/3. You're going to subtract a whole. What's 8 minus 1? 7. Add your numerator denominator. 3 plus 1 is 4, and your denominator stays the same. There is one more way to do this. Pictures. I love using pictures. It does help me think through problems sometimes, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start by drawing 8 circles, because I have 8 holes, and I'm going to draw a third-ish. This is technically 8 1/3. Then, knowing I have to rename, and by the way, when we start doing fractions and subtracting, this is the strategy you need to use. Okay? So when I need to rename, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it. I'm going to chop one of these up into thirds. Now, how many holes do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes. And 1, 2, 3, 4 thirds. Okay, maybe that's not enough. Chop it again. My next one. Now what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thirds. Let's practice that one again. Chop it. There we go. How many holes do I have this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many thirds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Use this to help you. If you need to do this with your fractions and rename them, this is the best way to do it. All right? Make sure you work on that quiz today. It is going to be available for you only today. So you need to make sure you finish it by the end of your class session for today for math. Have a great day, and don't forget to do the actual quiz, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.